Digitalization is not a new phenomenon. The first computers, as we know them today, were made in the 1950s and 1960s. Until today, we've been through two major waves of digitalization, and we are now facing the third one that is building up. To understand what is special now, we benefit from a historical view of the evolution of the major technology shifts. Each new wave of digitalization is based on what came before. But the changes are driven by leaps in technologies and how the technologies can be applied to develop solutions useful for society. The three digitalization waves revolve around the following. First, digitalization and processing of content. Then, digital information sharing between anyone, anywhere. And the third wave that we are now facing revolves around the connection of the digital and physical world. Let me describe this in more detail. The first wave was about digitalization and processing of content. This wave had two major phases. The first phase is represented by the mainframe machines in the 1970s and 80s. And this phase was followed by computers to everyone when the PCs became common for all consumers in the 1990s. There are several fundamental changes that occurred during this first wave of digitalization. Words and numbers could be stored digitally. We could get rid of the physical archives and we gain access to extensive computational power. With the first generation of data lines, information could be shared internally within organizations. With the PC, anyone could produce and process digital information both at work and privately. The next wave started with the internet in the 1990s. We had the opportunity to connect anyone, both individuals and businesses, could share information without having to establish their own data lines. The internet became a common good. This wave also had several important phases here. The first was connecting computers via fixed lines, and then mass distribution of smartphones and mobile internet. The fundamental changes occurring in this wave was about the servers and data processing could be shared across organizations and individuals by using what is called cloud computing. Services could be stored and processed somewhere in the world, and as users, we really do not know where. It simply works. In the mid-2000s, we got the smartphones and mobile internet. This made information and data processing not only available to anyone, but also anywhere at any time. The technology also allowed much more digitalization. From numbers and words only, images, audio and video could also be digitized and shared. In this wave, the big internet companies such as Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, etc. had an incredible growth. And these big tech companies are now dominating the way we work with digital information. The technology has continued to evolve, and we're now facing the third wave of digitalization, which is about connecting the digital and physical world. Huge amounts of data are generated every day. By using advanced algorithms, we can automate information management and decision making. Four technologies are key drivers of this wave, and that is 5G, Internet of Things, cloud computing, and artificial intelligence. Internet of Things, IoT, allow us to connect physical things to the internet by embedding computing power into physical things. We can control and communicate with things over the internet. Technologies like robots, drones, advanced cameras, and 3D printing are examples of physical technologies that can be connected to the digital world. With 5G, We allow huge amount of things to be connected to the network. And the transfer speed are so fast that we can monitor and remotely control things in real time. Cloud computing is about storing, sharing, and processing data on centralized computers that can be located anywhere in the world, and that are connected to the internet. The amount of data generated by smart things are already enormous, and it's growing exponentially. This has resulted in huge challenges to meaningfully handle these vast amount of data. With artificial intelligence, it's now a key technology that allows us to handle these big data quantities in a useful way. We have now gone through the three major waves of digitalization. To better understand the possibilities of the third wave of digitalization, we need more insight into the four technology drivers.